Hi Scorpio, welcome to your unexpected reading for May 2020. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, including the link to the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to Soul Wisdom. Love and support to her. Check her out and show her some love. If this is about you and your or a person, this could be their moon, rising, or Venus sign, also as well as your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Okay. That out of the way. Scorpio unexpected for whoopsie May 2020. Scorpio. Whoopsie. Justice. Put my glasses back on. There it is. Okay. I like that Justice card. Hold on a minute here. Good Lord. The Fool. We'll get to these in a minute. Six of Swords. Knight of Swords. That could be... Okay, so this could be Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. This could be Aquarius, Libra. Ace of Pentacles. Good for you. Wheel of Fortune. Yay. Strength, that could be Leo. Good for you. Okay, so we got Page of Cups, Queen of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, King of Swords, King of Cups. So this is kind of you coming full circle on something and realizing that you were kind of holding a connection together and just making the very mature decision to see it for what it was and making some decisions based on that. 10 of Swords here. And just kind of having the perspective you needed to have, this is you putting yourself first after you come full circle with how you weren't put first, and making judgment calls based on that. And we got Knight of Cups here, the Scorpio. So this is you kind of reclaiming yourself and getting back to you. This is you coming full circle and starting to put yourself first and wanting to reclaim yourself. Like, this is you. After all of this right here, this would be the equivalent of you reconnecting to yourself. I don't know that this is about I mean, it might be, but this feels like this is all about you kind of coming full circle on an issue where you felt like you realized eventually that you were the one doing all the work and holding everything together and making things happen, and a lot of introspection and a lot of like wanting to just rise above it and look at it as objective, not objectively, but just like see it for what it is. Yeah, I love the person, and yeah, I got kind of messed over or not put first, and I want to be done with this. I don't want to lament on this. I don't want to be dramatic. I just want to get back out there and make life happen for myself and get me back. So on the other hand, we got three kings here, right? King of Swords, King of Swords, King of Cups, and King of Wands. So, wow, that's like have you been seeing a therapist, or are you seeing a professional? Because that's a deep dive and coming full circle. And that's really, if you haven't been assisted in moving through that, this is you really wanting to take the reins and turn your life around. Like, this is you coming full circle on something and really trying to be diligent about what your next steps are. And perhaps a karmic cycle has ended because you come full circle on something. We got Justice and the Fool. This is a new beginning of sorts. After you come full circle, after the scales have been balanced here. Is this an I'm sorry then? I don't think so. This feels more like this is about you coming full circle and you reclaiming yourself. What's this Six of Swords here? Six of Swords. Coming full circle, leaving the drama behind. Knight of Swords. Wow. What's this Knight of Swords? Queen of Cups. Okay. Look out. What's this Ace of Pentacles? I like that. This Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And there's Justice again. Something about... there's been a shift here. I think before you were going through the motions of leaving, but there was this pull. You kept getting pulled back in, or you kept revisiting it. You kept letting them back in. Your boundaries weakened. There's something you kept going back. This feels like you understand the dynamic now. It feels like something has shifted. There's been a shift because I think you see it differently now. I think maybe you had an epiphany, or it was like someone put it to you in language you can understand or something, but you've had a shift, a paradigm shift here, and you're putting yourself first. And you're kind of, for the Scorpios I'm reading for, this is a very independent month for you where you're picking and choosing what you want to be involved in. It looks like the focus is on money and your security, and that you're wanting to keep the forward momentum and stability that you kind of fought hard to get to for yourself. Like it's not that you're, there's no fear of like you going under or losing yourself here or anything. But this is more like internal. Like this is you, everybody around you probably wouldn't know that you were kind of dealing with something as heavy as all of these three kings over here and this disconnect and having to really get some perspective on something. But this is you coming full circle with it now and actually finally feeling solid. So everybody else is like, oh, I didn't know you were going through that, because you don't portray weakness, right? But this is you actually feeling like you've come full circle. So that's good. All right. What's this Wheel of Fortune? Whoopsie. What's this Wheel of Fortune for Scorpio? Of May. Wheel of Fortune, Scorpio, May. The Tower, that could be Scorpio also. You are an agent of change, Phoenix Rising. What's this Strength card about for Scorpio? The Lovers. Good for you. Good for you. This is you having perspective and choosing differently. This is you not rushing into anything. Something has happened. What's this Fool? You really have come full circle on something. We got the Justice card twice, and we got the Wheel of Fortune here. This is a month of change, or like things solidifying for you, because you really have decided to move in a different direction and you're not taking it with you. What's this Fool card about? The Six of Cups. Oh boy. What is that? All right, what's this right here? I don't think this is a new beginning with now. Is this someone coming back and apologizing? I don't like it. I hate that storyline for you. You've been there so many stinking times. I feel like you're walking away because of all this. This is hard-won progress. I don't think this is someone from your past. I think this is you, and I don't mean to get woo-woo. Some of you are going to be like, oh my God, and start throwing stuff at the screen. I feel like this is you getting back to yourself, like the child inside. This is you listening to that inner voice, that little person inside of you, that conscience, that intuition, whatever you want to call it. And I know I touched on 3 different things there, but it's almost like, you know how everybody used to say, oh, my inner child wants this. This is shadow work. This is shadow work right here. This is shadow work. And this is you getting back to yourself. This is you reclaiming yourself. This is you giving yourself time, making the right decision in terms of this love relationship. This is you choosing you and knowing that it's going to be a while before you get to that level with someone again. And you're okay with that because you're the focus now, not them or anybody else out there. So there's that romantically. Not too shabby. Yeah, I don't think this is about you being with somebody. I think this is you choosing yourself. And I think this is you being adamant about that. Because there was this back and forth, and not in May at least, but there, you got Justice showing up twice, and you got the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. You're not looking back, and you know that it's going to be kind of this, like it's almost like, okay, I know I've got a couple months in front of me before I'm even ready to consider such and such. but it's your choice. You're not feeling like, oh, what am I? You're not feeling helpless here. You're not feeling sad. This is a choice for you to reclaim yourself, to focus on yourself, to have done what you did, to take the stance that you did. You're not messing around. That's for Scorpio. This is letting go. This is you leveling up. Some would say ascending, but this is you choosing you and leveling up. New level. Because you're getting back to your roots. It's like you're listening to your intuition, your inner voice, your little kid, whatever. You're not dealing with that person anymore or that situation. This could be family. And you're just like, I'm not going to let you treat me like that just because you're my parent or you're my sibling or whatever. And you're discarding that and going by what you think is right and what your little kid needs or what your inner being needs to feel fulfilled and to feel grounded. And I know I might be getting a little woo-woo here, but honestly, this is you deeply reconnecting and making different choices because of that. And it is focused on self-care, and you realize that it's going to be a while, that this is kind of a journey thing. Like, this is steps at a time. It's not just a destination. It's not like you've made a decision and you're there. This is active care along the way that you're committing to, because you've been through it and you can't not know what you know now. You have a different perspective because of how you've either viewed things or you come to terms with it. You come full circle and you can't not know what you know. Honestly, so it's almost like there's not anybody here that you're looking to move to or towards. You don't have anybody in sight. This is just you choosing you, and that's that. It's not for the purposes of, it just is. In terms of money, it feels like there's gonna be, you're pleasantly surprised. It doesn't feel like you're too concerned about that. Are you, it feels like you're so happy with where you finally came full circle to, and that you're finally able to transition and let go, and like, it's happening, that this is like the last piece of the puzzle, and everything else you're good with. You're good with the money you're making or not, like you're okay with that. There's a flow, I guess, that you're just not worried about it. It's there, you're making it, there's a flow here. And it feels like this romantic situation, or even this could be you kind of severing from a toxic family situation. But because of that, you feel restored, you feel at peace. There's a clearing here. Should have led with that. Probably not saying it very well. That's for Scorpio. A hidden gift. Sadness and ending a new beginning. Reclaiming yourself. Finally, okay, I know I'm getting woo-woo, but finally listening to that little kid inside that's like, this hurts, don't do that anymore. This is shadow work. Whew, that's powerful. Whew. Okay. I'm like, okay, money. What about job? What about money? You're just not worried about it. You're okay with it. It could be more. If you wanted it to be more, you could turn it into more, or you could just leave it as is. That's for the Scorpios I'm reading for. You're fortunate enough for that. That's just not a concern. Either you don't want for much and you're okay, you're content, or you do like a lot of things and you have enough to have a lot of things. But there's a balance there. There's like a match for what you want and what you're able to provide for yourself. You're just not concerned about that. This was huge. This shadow work, leveling up, whatever you want to call it, finally connecting to that, little voice, or the looking inward and being looked back at, whatever that saying is, the abyss looked at me, whatever. Yeah, that. The connection has been made. There it is. So, okay, I mean, I feel like it's not very interesting. This is a lot of introspective stuff. And when I say interesting, I mean, like, there's not any big, mover, shaker, romantic issue. This is all you. This is about you focusing on you for May. Not that you're boring, obviously, but the romantic drama isn't there. You cut it off. And you're content with what you have for work or as a way to earn money. That part of your life you're content with. Everything else. This was a huge hurdle, and it's almost like, well, heck, if I can, I got this underway. Everything else, that puts everything else in perspective. But it's just not featured here, really. I mean, this is balance restored, connection has been made, but it's with you. Scorpio. Queen of Cups. That's Cancer. King of Wands. Sagittarius. This could be people. I feel like this is more about you making your darn needs known. You putting yourself first. You're putting yourself out there. It's almost like I have arrived. Finally, I am here. Like this, but we got the Queen of Cups right here too. I don't feel like this is anybody. I feel like these are the attributes. I feel like that your self-care is your priority and you are actively making sure that your needs are getting met. You could be in partnership, but if you are, there's been a change to it and you've kind of laid the law and you've been like, okay, this is what I need going forward. That very well could be. This doesn't have to be a solo mission, but it feels like for the Scorpios I'm reading for, it is. There's been a shift and a turn here, and just all of a sudden, and just like that, that's, you know what I mean? Now, from here forward, you realize that, okay, it's great to have this epiphany, but it's not about having it and then going, oh, is that all it is? Okay, I can go back to doing what I'm doing now that I know. No, this is you making choices differently from here forward. And you realize that that's going to be like a learning curve and it's going to take time. But there's been a shift. The door has become part of the wall now. There's been a shift. Okay. So a lot of internal stuff here, but not much going on externally per se. There's a lot of internal stuff. Because whatever external, you handled it. You cut it off. You cut it off. Got the King of Cups twice there. King of Swords. Pentacle. This is you coming full circle. That's, all right. Shutting up. Thank you for stopping by. I hope this was helpful. If you are a first responder or essential worker, thank you for your service. Much love to you, Scorpio. You take care. I hope to see you in the next reading. You have yourself it is a good May. This is you. There is peace in the land. Okay. All right. You take care.